London Early Years Foundation is a charitable social enterprise, and we provide nurseries for small children. Our model came about because we felt that actually doing it as a social business would be a much more effective way of providing the service than maintaining the charitable status that we had, where we were dependent on grants and funding, and that we wanted to be independent. So we decided to develop a Robin Hood model where we could find a pricing strategy that allowed us to support a lot of children, almost entirely in fact. And so currently we support 48% of our children, and every day we have 3,500 children at 34 nurseries across 11 London boroughs, employing just under 500 staff. We turn over just over 12 million. It's special and it's different because of its business model. So there's three elements to our business model. Our core model is to provide the best quality nurseries for children. Wrapped around that is the fact that we like to employ people locally and generate a local economy. And in that we also target apprentices, and we take up to 60 apprentices a year. And then the third element of our business is the community element. We call it the multi-generational. It's the catalyst for other community opportunities. So you'll find us doing work with schools, with the elderly, with other charities, with festivals, with arts groups, with music groups, and all enriching that so that the three elements are woven into quite a specific way of doing business. We put nurseries in areas where there is quite a lot of disadvantage, because what we know is that children in disadvantaged areas sometimes don't benefit from early years and early education. And we know that early education can make a significant difference to their long-term outcomes. And the statistics are quite scary actually about small children. So for example, at 22 months you begin to see the gap widen between children from supported professional families and children from disadvantaged or poorer families. And then it's almost impossible to start closing that gap. So the principle has to be the sooner you involve yourself in closing that gap, the better you're going to have in terms of their long-term outcomes. So my job is, as a social entrepreneur, you have a duty, I think, to make a difference. And so that way we want to extend to 50 nurseries by 2017. So we have at least 5,000 children coming through the doors every day. I think our model is fairly flexible. I definitely think it can work in other cities. And it probably could work in rural areas as well, where you tend to have sort of gentrification and poverty side by side, because you need a balance of fees to ensure the system works. We're certainly inundated with visitors from overseas who are interested in our model. And maybe the success about our model is the success of great businesses and great social businesses, is that you can adapt it in such a way that it's actually relevant to the locality, relevant to the neighbourhood, and relevant to that group of people that you want to serve. So I think you could mildly tweak it. I mean, we did look at franchising it, but I didn't think it would work because quality is too important in terms of how you would assure that. I do think there's probably room for us licensing our model or supporting other people to develop a similar model to us that's relevant to where they are or what country they're in or what type of families that they want to support.